Right now, there are multiple videos on YouTube and posts on Twitter saying that retention editing is dying. And while some of the information in that content is true, there's an alarming amount of people in the comments of those videos and posts thinking that they can just click record now, be authentic, do no editing, and just upload the video, and they're now gonna get millions of views. And that's just not true for 99% of creators. And the reason why is because retention editing is just making videos viewers want to watch. Take, for example, Jenny Hoyos, who's a finance creator more targeted towards Gen Z, who averages 10 million views per upload. In an interview Jenny did with Daryl Eves, she mentioned that for a 34-second short, she will spend 10 to 15 hours editing her short. And that's not including the 3 hours she will spend researching one idea before deciding if she's even gonna film that idea or not. She does an insane amount of effort to make sure that every single second of her short keeps viewers watching, which is why she does get 10 million views per short. If she was to stop doing all that and just decide to be authentic and just post a video without editing, her videos would not perform as well. Or for another example, take a look at the channel Life of Riza. This is actually a creator people have pointed to as a staple of being authentic and not editing for retention. And while sure, her content lacks the Mr. Beast effect, to say that her videos are not optimized for retention would be completely wrong. In an interview Riza did on Digital Spaghetti, she goes in depth into her process of creating content, which includes script writing her vlog, storyboarding the shots, making sure it has a 3-act story structure, even thinking about how she introduces new characters into her vlog. The amount of effort that goes into one of her videos, even though it may look like a simple vlog, is hours and hours of pre-production, shooting, finding the right music, color grading, etc. And my point with all this is that you just can't chuck retention out the window, because retention itself is one of the criteria YouTube uses to rank your videos. But at the same time, not everyone needs to have a hyper energy Gen Z, Gen Alpha edit. So what exactly should you do when it comes to retention? Well, there are actually some universal retention tips that you can start applying to your channel regardless of whatever niche you are in. And the first tip is story showing. And this actually comes from Hillier Smith. He talks about this a lot, is instead of just telling people something, visually show them with video. So for example, this would be probably a simple example. Let's say I'm doing a product review on this phone here. I could just do a talking head camera video and be like, so one of my favorite features about the S24 is the pictures it takes. It takes really great pictures and videos. I think they turn out really, really great. And now let's go on and talk about the processor. And if that was my video, the whole time is just this talking head video, and I'm not actually visually showing you the product. If I'm talking about the camera, if I don't have clips in there of me using the camera and maybe showing you the actual photos this phone takes. Like if I just wanted the audio, I would go listen to a podcast, but I came to YouTube to watch a video and I want to be able to visually see what's going on. I want to be visually part of potentially the story that's happening in your video. And that can be for other things too. For example, if maybe my script goes, so as on my computer reading a blog post, like I should have a clip of me on my computer reading a blog post added to my video to visually show instead of just telling people what I was doing. So I'm going to film video clips of myself that I can add into my videos to make them more engaging, to help show the story or show the thing I'm talking about, because YouTube is a video visual platform. And directly connected to story showing is music. Done right, music can help you build suspense, sadness, joy, motivation, and any other emotion. Hopping back over to Jenny Hoyos, she will sometimes have 4 different songs in one 34-second short. At the beginning of her video, it'll start off with some kind of silly music in the background as she explains her challenge. And then it switches to adventurous music as she tries to start completing this challenge. She's doing the actions in there. And then we start getting to the climax of the video, where now we're at super suspenseful music. Will she complete her goal? Will this be successful? And then for the final resolution, the payoff of the video, it kind of switches to some sentimental music. And then throughout all of this, she's using different sound effects to help shape the mood of her video, to help emphasize her reactions and different things. TV shows also love doing this, like Star Trek, Lost, and Psych. The show will start with a problem, a mystery or case that needs to be solved, a goal someone has where there'll be trials along the way. And they all use music and sound effects to keep viewers hooked and engaged with the video. As I'm sure you know, I love using Epidemic Sound for my music and sound effects, which they are happily sponsoring this video because they actually make it really easy to sort their music by the mood you are trying to go for. And you can even go further by just using the stems of a song. So for example, maybe in one of the songs you find you really like the drums or the bass track because it's really suspenseful. You can literally just download those drums or bass track from that song and be able to add it to the video, which really allows you to customize the music and make it fit your project perfectly. You can try adding feeling to your next project using Epidemic Sound with my link in the description. It comes with a 7-day free trial for new users to make sure you absolutely love it. Continuing on with our retention increasing tactics comes pre-planning. And this is something both Jenny Hoyos and Life of Riza do before they even turn on a camera and click record. And some of those things you can do is, number one, is there demand for my idea or title? I think oftentimes creators start with, I want to make this video, I'm going to go create it and post it, and I just hope that my viewers will find it interesting, versus starting with finding what viewers are interested in and then choosing to create that content. And I know for some people, they feel like that just kind of kills their creative spark, but you can still work around that. You can still find what people are interested in, and out of all those things they are interested in your niche, you know, picking a few of those, you're like, oh, I would like to make a video on this, and it aligns with what my viewers are interested in. Therefore, it's a combination of both, something I enjoy, something my viewers enjoy. So if I make this, not only am I happy, but then my viewers are going to be happy as well. And there's a few different ways you can do research. You can, one, go directly to that viewer, join the Facebook groups and Discords they're in, figure out what their frequently asked questions are, and be able to solve those problems for those viewers. You can go and visit competitors in your niche and see what videos they're making that are getting lots of views or that are performing super well. And that's probably a good sign. If your competitors in the same niche you are in are getting a ton of views on a certain topic, chances are that's something your viewers are interested in, and you should probably cover it in some way. Or even just going to the YouTube search bar and typing into the search bar what you think your viewers might be searching, and just see what autofills there. And you can click there, see how well those videos perform on that topic or who have or that have that title. And that can also be a way to kind of figure out what your viewers are interested in. When I'm doing research, I like to use the 1 of 10 tool because it will literally allow me to type in a topic for a video and it'll show me all the best performing videos related to that topic. And so I can easily look at the thumbnails, the titles, the topics they're choosing, click over to the video to watch it and be able to do really good research and make sure that whatever video idea I choose, I can check to see, oh, this never really worked well, or yes, there is demand here. And that way I don't have to spend as much time researching topics. So if you want to learn more about that, I'll have a link to that tool in the description. But whichever way, you have to do the research. You have to make sure there's actually demand, because how are you going to keep a viewer's attention if you're making a video that they're not interested in? Like, having an idea that makes your viewers want to watch that video is going to, in the long term, help your retention. So make sure you actually spend time here. Next, you need to think about, how will I hook my viewers in the first few seconds? So someone sees the topic and title of your video, also how your thumbnail's designed too, which kind of ties into this. So they click on your video, and then those first few seconds, they're deciding, is this video going to add value to me? Will this live up to the expectation that the title and thumbnail gave me? And so before you press record, you need to be thinking about, okay, what am I going to say here in the beginning that will encourage people to stay watching this video till the end? And if I made a promise of something in the thumbnail and title, I probably need to show what I promised in the first few seconds and get right to the point. Otherwise, people are going to click off because they didn't get what they expected. I personally like to open the Notes app on my phone, and I will literally write out word for word what my opening, intro, and hook is. So that way I know for sure exactly what I'm going to say. I can think over and be like, is this really going to persuade people to keep watching my video? If not, I can rewrite it, and then I'll just look at the camera. I'll say the sentences, look down, read. All right, and then I'll record, and I'll just cut out the parts in between where I'm kind of reading my script, and then I'll look up, and then I'll, talk again. So you got to pre-plan that hook. And then next is post-production. When you're actually editing the video, there are things you can do to increase retention. And one of those main things is asking yourself, is everything required in this video? Oftentimes when we're making content, people have a tendency to rant for a little bit too long, or maybe just a scene is just carrying on way too long. If that can be cut out and the video still makes sense, chances are it should probably be cut out. So once you have like the basics of your video edited, just rewatching it and paying attention and be like, does that sentence really add value to this viewer? Or if it's cut out and it makes it shorter and I get to the next point or I get to the next scene, is that good? Videos should only be long as they need to be, so really take the time to go through your video and make sure you only have what is required. Next, are there simple editing tricks that you can learn to make the video more engaging? So for example, it's really easy to do like a keyframe slow zoom in. Like you can learn how to do this in any editor, or a slow zoom out, like the camera's not moving, but just by adding that makes the video a little bit more interesting. Or maybe doing a zoom cut where you could have someone talking for a while and then it kind of does a crop zoom in on that person. So it's just a little bit more zoomed in as they're talking for a bit, and then eventually it zooms back out. And just by doing that, this stale clip has a lot more interesting things, and I can sprinkle those through. It doesn't have to be dramatic, just sprinkle those through. That doesn't take a ton of time out of your day, but it can have a dramatic impact on how long people actually stay watching your video. So hopefully you can see after all this that retention editing isn't going anywhere. It is still an important part. So long as viewers want interesting content, there's going to be retention editing. And if you want to go deeper into all this, we actually have a free content creator academy full of incredible course content on YouTube mastery, on content creation, on how to make money from your channel. You should definitely go and check it out, as it's going to help you become a better YouTube creator. Otherwise, go check out another one of our videos over here.